Okay, well, we'll see what happened. Let's go.
Represent, you need to stand in the middle of the podium where he's telling you to stand. Now.
And you still got to move that entity or persona that you are carrying with you into the middle
of the podium. Welcome to What Had Happened Was,
when we take a peek into actual court cases and give you commentary based on our unique perspective and experiences, and also give you informational tips and tricks to help you avoid a what had happened situation.
Before we get started, give us a thumbs up, a tasteful comment, subscribe to the channel to be notified of every video as they come out. All defendants are considered innocent until proven guilty in a court of law.
Court, that's called the case People versus Thomas Styron.
For the people.
Your name, sir?
My name's Thomas Styron.
All right. Mr. Styron, you still wish to represent yourself? All right. I do have to advise you that you are before the court on 2 felony charges. You understand that, as well as 1 misdemeanor charge. You understand that, sir?
There's 3 charges I'm facing?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I understand I'm facing 3 charges.
Okay. You understand that one of those charges is fleeing and eluding 3rd degree? And that's a felony punishable by up to 5 years incarceration?
Yeah.
Did you not understand that before, sir?
I've got 3 different sets of charges. My charges have changed 3 different times.
This is where I'm a little confused. So he's representing himself.
Yes.
But yet he's not aware of what his charges are?
No.
But he would be the same person that might say to the defender, to the public defender, to his lawyer, if the lawyer said he didn't know what the charges are, he would say, oh, it's ineffective counsel. I want a different lawyer because he doesn't even know what my charges are. How could I be effectively defended if he doesn't even know what my charges are? Well, let's reflect that back. If you're your own lawyer, shouldn't you know what your charges are to best defend yourself?
Yes, he should. Not just that. He was arrested, and I know when you get arrested, they tell you what you're being arrested for.
But even once again, he said that he's defending himself. So even if he's defending himself, he should still know what his charges are. He's defending himself. If you're your own, once again, if you're your own lawyer, why aren't you researching to see what you can do to get yourself out of your problem? Because this is a you thing. This is not a we.
Exactly.
This is a him.
But he just said his charges changed 3 times, so who knows what's going on.
He needs.
Since I guess this.
Are you?
Sorry.
What do you mean? Go ahead.
So first I was told it was obstruction of police investigation or something like that, and driving with no operator's license or something, and fleeing and eluding to the first. Now I get it's the 3rd. Is what you said?
Yeah, Mr. Styron.
Sir.
It concerns me a bit that you say that, because I'm looking at it and it looks like the charges have been consistent throughout. So I'm going to ask you this. Do you want to be represented by an attorney to help you out, or at least sort that out?
So he's now saying that he doesn't know what the charges are. Well, if he's his own lawyer, he's supposed to get everything updated to him. He's supposed to be demanding, because it's him that's going to go to jail because he's representing himself. So you have incompetent counsel because you're being incompetent?
Unfortunately, he doesn't see his incompetence within himself. He's just said, I want to represent myself. The judge is saying, well, since you don't seem to be versed in the law, how about I have the lawyer help you go through something, just kind of help you better be prepared to defend yourself. And he's still saying, no, I don't want that either.
So you gotta pick one, because at the end of the day, he's the one that him and everything about him is going to be locked up.
Well, the entity known as him It's causing more confusion in this case right now. That's what's going on.
I'm okay with that myself.
Well, are you really? Because when you come before me today and I tell you what you're charged with, you're telling me, and this case has been going on a bit, you didn't tell me I do now understand.
When I
Hold on a second. I'm not trying to do it to punish you. I mean, if you want to represent yourself, you can represent yourself. I'm just saying that there's great danger in doing that, particularly if you're not sure what those charges are. Because
He's behaving as if this is a comedy show. Like he's just gonna jump in and be like, "I am Jack," and he's gonna shimmy his hands, and the crowd is gonna explode in laughter, and the judge is gonna be like, "You're free to go." That's not what's happening.
No, it's not going to happen.
They have information. He has to take that information and he has to contradict that information in a way that's going to resolve the case for him to set him free. Because right now they have him locked up. So he can say everything he's saying.
That is
he's
true.
Still locked up.
He has two issues. The first issue, he's been charged with a crime. The second issue is he's trying to exert that they have no authority over him, but you still are charged with a crime. And that's where the conflict comes in. You're going in court now after being caught for committing a crime against the system you don't feel has authority over you. And you're not even properly exerting your rights in court to express yourself in a legal way to get out. And that's the only way you're going to go. If you're going in as your own lawyer, you have to be a lawyer. You can't go in as a regular guy. You have to be a lawyer and you have to sit there and arm yourself with the legal facts, and they're not doing that.
Right. He's not arming himself properly.
No, he's not.
Once again, he's supposed to take the tools that are available to him, which is the legalese or whatever. It's the same thing. If you are in another, wherever he doesn't feel that he's part of the society that the rules apply to, well, you still have to take these same rules and show them you took these rules and you're saying I did this. The information shows I did not do this. Right.
And he has to go in there with their own rules and outrule them and show them why their rules don't apply to him.
You're facing felonies.
I understand. I'm willing to assume the risk of represent myself, yeah.
And it's your life. The fleeing and eluding third degree is a felony. Sir, is punishable by up to 5 years incarceration and or $1,000 fine plus court costs and mandatory suspension of your driver's license. You understand that, sir?
He's facing hard time.
Yes.
They're talking about 5 years minimum. There's no guarantee that he's going to be able to do those 5 years.
Nope.
Because guess what? There's no guarantee that he's going to see to the end of those 5 years. That he may not get more time. That he could get less time because he might be removed from the system. He might get deleted out of the system.
Yeah, he could lose his free subscription to
that thing called life. Yes, he could
on his first day of incarceration.
Or he could do that to someone else and wind up staying in there longer than he should have.
Exactly. That happens also. There's no law that says you cannot get charged with another crime while you're serving time on a crime. That happens to people all the time.
Behaving like he's going to be Han Solo encased in carbonite for 5 years.
That's not happening. Happen. No, it's not.
Life is an interactive experience. There's no guarantee of the results that you're going to get based on your interactions and your set of circumstances.
That is so true. He could have got arrested and got. How many times are you hearing about people getting arrested and then?
No one has an answer to that question. Because there's so many variables of what could happen while things are going on.
Exactly.
So there's no guarantee. There's no guaranteed outcome to any one situation. And thousands of millions of people could go through the same situation and they all will have a different outcome. Yeah. Based on time, circumstance, and opportunity.
I do.
Count 2. Charge of attempted resisting and obstructing a police officer. well, not attempted, but the actual assaulting, he's resisting and obstructing a police officer.
That charge in itself makes him a bigger threat because now you have a person who not only broke the law,
but doesn't
but
have
he's
a
going
problem.
he's going against the designated authority of the law and
doesn't have
define
a
them
problem
itself,
physically.
which means you're now a greater risk to the common person and to the community because you're going against the law to the people that are empowered to protect the
And you don't have a
enforce the law.
problem having a physical interaction with those
None.
people.
You understand that charge, sir?
I do.
That is a felony. It is punishable by up to 2 years incarceration and $2,000 fine plus court costs. You understand that?
I do.
Third charge is that of operating while driver's license suspended, denied, and/or revoked. That's a misdemeanor, punishable by up to 93 days in jail, $500 fine plus court costs. You understand that?
I got a question saying that I don't have a driver's license, so I don't understand how I'm facing that charge.
Sir, I'm not here to answer the question.
What did he just say? He doesn't have a license?
That's what he said. He said
So then he's
that's
agreeing.
what what he's saying is, I don't have a license. Why are you bothering with this? I don't have a license. So how come you operating without something that I don't have? Because again, remember, he's going against the authority set up.
But what I'm saying to you is the state requires, in order for you to operate a vehicle legally for
Yes.
their state, they're requiring that you have a license. You don't necessarily have to hold one for the state that you're in, but you have to have the legal ability to be able to conduct a vehicle, right?
Correct.
So if you don't have a license,
And you don't have the privilege
then you
to
don't
drive.
have the privilege or the permission to operate a vehicle.
That is correct.
What happens to a 12-year-old who he could be a great driver, but if he doesn't have a license, he's not legally able to obtain a license. Why? Because his age restricts him from being able to get one.
Exactly.
Questions. I mean, that's one of the reasons. Understand something. That is one of the reasons why you would get an attorney.
Here's what had happened was fact. Is there a difference between driving and traveling? However, traveling does not equate to driving. In the Constitution's view, travel refers to moving freely between states, not the unlicensed operation of a vehicle. And it says this point was strongly reinforced in Saenz versus Roe in 1999, rejecting the belief in an absolute unrestricted freedom. So the interpretation is, if you want to operate a vehicle and you're not on your own private property, you are required to have a license by the state that the property is located in.
That is the
If
law.
you want to drive your golf cart, your tractor, whatever on your private property, then you don't need to have
No, you
a
don't.
license.
Because that's your private
That's
property.
your private property, which is why you have these instances where you have children that are driving farm vehicles and things like that, because they don't need a license on their private property to operate these vehicles. But once they cross the border of the private property into the public sector, they're required to have a license. Because why? Because should they hit someone, they have now broken the law, because they're not on their property any longer.
That is true.
To be able to give you those kinds of advice so that you know what you're facing. That in and of itself is a great peril if you don't know why you're facing a charge and want an answer to that. But right now you can't get an answer to that because it's okay, but you want to be stubborn and you want to say you represent yourself, but you can't even answer that question. Yeah.
To even combat what's going on. Like, you come in, this guy's got a shield and he's got a thing and everything. The judge is fully prepared, which is why, because judges used to be lawyers.
Yep. Remember, he used the right word, stubborn. Stubborn. He's very stubborn. He's right. He's absolutely right. I agree.
Everyone is formally prepared for this argument for him, but he's the only one that's going to suffer the consequences of not being prepared for this.
Yes, he is.
Because he's the only one that is on facing the judgment for the actions.
That's true.
And the judge is telling him, do you want me to get somebody that can stand with you and explain things to you so you can question them? Because he's basically questioning the judge on everything. Now he's before the judge. he's got all these questions. No, this is what you need a lawyer for, so you can ask the lawyer all these questions. Basically, he's trying to prosecute the judge.
So if you really see what I'm saying, I'll ask you again. I don't have to keep asking you, but do you want to be represented by counsel, Mr. Steyer?
Now he's behaving like he's going to interview the public defender's office to see which lawyer is going to be best. No, that's when you obtain private counsel. He should have obtained private counsel, someone who's going to adhere to his decision and his choices. That's why you get even a private lawyer might tell him, I'm not taking this case because you're not listening to what I'm saying to you.
But they don't. People don't do that though.
He doesn't know that he gets whoever's next on the roster.
Exactly.
That's what he gets. He gets whoever's next. And if that person proves to be absolutely incompetent, that's when he can sit there. And he can't make too many refusals of counsel either, because he puts himself back. All he's doing is delaying the inevitable.
If I was to say yes, is it the public defender's office, or do I get a pro bono one? Like how would that work?
You would get the public defender's office, but you would get one of their.
Now he's behaving like he's going to interview the public defender's office to see which lawyer is going to be best. No, that's when you obtain private counsel. He should have obtained private counsel, someone who's going to adhere to his decision and his choices. That's why you get even a private lawyer might tell him, I'm not taking this case because you're not listening to what I'm saying to you.
But they don't. People don't do that though.
He doesn't know that he gets whoever's next on the roster.
Exactly.
He gets whoever's next. And if that person proves to be absolutely incompetent, that's when he can sit there. And he can't make too many refusals of counsel either, because he puts himself back. All he's doing is delaying the inevitable.
Attorneys or a group of their attorneys that would be assigned to your case and to represent you throughout it. So that you understand, if they have a conflict, then there are roster attorneys that would then come on and represent you.
Oh, so I'm not locked into one attorney. If it gets assigned to me, I'm not stuck with that.
So now he's standing there asking the judge questions about conflicts of interest now.
Basically, he's interviewing the judge, and he's trying to think of which loophole he's going to try to figure out. Now, once again,
the judge just gave his loophole. He said, I'm not here to answer any questions.
Right. That's what you need a lawyer for. That's what you need a lawyer. He's interviewing the judge. Like, he's like, neither one of you can answer my question. I'm going to ask the judge. And like, because once again, all these things are being typed into the record. The court reporter is typing all these things. And when he asks these questions, the judge is going to keep saying, if you don't know these things and you agree that you don't know this, I'm going to keep advising for you to get someone who does know these things. Once again, if he has a lawyer, he can sit in the privacy with his lawyer and say, what about this? And the lawyer can say, oh, well, in case of B, then
that's why he's his counselor. He can sit there and have a counsel from him.
Well, I don't know what you mean by that. But
like I'm not at the mercy of one attorney. If something, like you said, there's some type of conflict, I would be able to address it.
if there was a true conflict that the public defender's office had, then yes, there's a mechanism by which an attorney would be appointed. So you wouldn't just be stuck waving out there.
Okay.
All right. But usually there's not a conflict with the public defender's office. I'm just saying within the public defender's office, you could be assigned any attorney within that office to represent you, or a group of attorneys to represent you. But they'd be able to answer your questions and would certainly make the court feel better that you got somebody sort of guiding you through it.
Is this case going downtown? This is one of those type of cases that goes downtown?
Well, where it sits right now, yeah. I think you thought you may be sitting in misdemeanor land. You're not.
I don't have a problem talking to it.
Well, you want an attorney to represent you, sir.
I'm willing to stay for a minute. Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Quit trying to go around my question.
Now he's agreeing to accept the public defender to represent him.
Well, he's behaving as if he has to go back to a community and explain himself. if he's a sovereign citizen, if he's a sovereign, then he's a community unto himself. So what he would have to talk it over with himself as to why he accepted help from the. Do you understand?
I understand.
You understand? Like,
yeah,
he's confusing himself.
Yes.
You need help. You don't know what you're doing. You require assistance for them to direct you so that you get a clear understanding. Because this case, if he would have got a lawyer, to be honest, a lawyer might have said we need an adjournment because we need to review the video to see
discovery,
discovery, or we need an adjournment, and I want my client released on bond, or I would have had this because my client has never had this problem before. He's a law-abiding citizen,
right,
or whatever. But since he said he's not a citizen, he's not this, he's not that. He's stuck. He's a man without a country, basically. So he's becoming a man without. He doesn't have a plan on how to get out of here.
You know what question I'm asking, right? You want an attorney to represent you. This now becomes a public defender case.
Is this a public defender?
All right. This is Mr. Styron. He's got 3 charges. He's got fleeing and eluding third, resisting, obstructing police officer, and driving while license suspended charge. He now realizes he's not. So you want to adjourn this out?
Yes, sir.
A week or 2. Mr. Styron, is there anything else holding you right now?
No, I don't. No.
Or you don't know?
No, sir, I don't.
Hold on a second. I'm just trying to figure it out. Hold on.
I'm failing, man.
Do you see anything else holding him? Because I'll just put it out a week if you get the discovery and be able to answer everything from.
He reports there's not, Judge, if you just give me a moment.
All right.
Look at something actually.
But he said a lot to me, so I don't know. I'm just messing with you. That's it.
If you believe Miss Apple, this is it.
I only believe Miss Apple. All right, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put your case out a week so they can catch up with your discovery and everything. We get a chance to talk to you. Okay, Mr. Stone?
Thank you.
Probable cause conference, instead of 2 weeks, 1 week, that'll be May 9th, 2024. 9 a.m. bond will continue. Instead of 2. So he's got to get the information, talk to you, and then you can look at it. Thank you, Mr. Styron. So, Styron, that was probably one of the smartest decisions you ever made. See ya.
Thanks for watching.
And also give us a thumbs up, like, comment, share. Subscribe to the channel, and you'll be notified of every video as they come up. And get that algorithm going and help us build this channel in 2024.
And make sure that you don't wind up in a what had happened situation. Boom, boom, boom.